someone handed me this story. The new trend in '08 is going to be touchscreen restaurants that would replace waiters.
Yeah, there's some restaurants trying that out where you just touch the menu screen at your table.
Yes, they're called McDonald's. This is never going to happen in a real restaurant.
I would love to see this happen in a real restaurant. I would much rather have the touch screen than the live person waiting on me. I think that way I could get what I want, I could get it exactly like I want, and I wouldn't have any clumsy interactions with the waiter.
How would you get it exactly what you want?
Well, because I'd be able to punch it in the way I wanted it. Like if they had an option for how I wanted it cooked or anything, it would be right there. Instead of relying on the waiter to, write it down correctly.
Doesn't even make sense. First of all, when have you been to a restaurant? When's the last time you were at a restaurant? A real restaurant.
A real restaurant, probably a year.
Yeah. So this is fine for you. They're going to have this at McDonald's. I think, don't they already do it at some McDonald's?
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think you're ever going to go into one of Mario's places and be sitting there hitting the touch screen. Doesn't make sense. You don't find out the specials. You don't find out what the chef is up to. You don't find out about the wines and which goes with which.
And what if something goes wrong? And also, I mean, how is the food going to come out to you? See, you're still going to have to employ waiters to bring you your steak and food. So if you're going to employ them to do that, you might as well employ them to take the order in the first place.
He wants to go to fucking Horn and Hard Arts, where it just fucking comes popping out.
It's not going to happen. And it shouldn't happen. Why would
I don't even order, I refuse to even do this, like, for takeout food. You know, that was supposed to be the big thing, that you would order your pizza that way?
Oh, yeah, online.
It never happens. And they've had that now for 15 years. But you can't fucking trust that when you hit send, your pizza's going to show up.
We order out online from this one place. I can't give the name of the place because 3 times in a row they screwed up our order and come about an hour and a half. And I just want a fucking pizza.
There's no human being to deal with.
Yeah.
You've got to have a human being saying, I'll be there.
That's right. And and this place gets all these orders screwed up. It's ridiculous. And even some of the grocery online services have begun to screw up for us now. We caught the guy who brings us our groceries that we order online, and it was a big box filled of milk, and we live on the 4th floor, and he threw the box up from the 3rd floor. He threw it up because he didn't want to go up the whole steps. So he threw it up and chucked it at our door down the hallway to the milk popped.
Would you please get an elevator building?
I may have to, because I don't know how the woman walks up and down the street, up and down the stairs every day, taking the dog out for the walk.
Now, with this thing, Fezzi, how do you know what the specials are and what the recommendations?
I would imagine they would be on the screen.
Yeah, but you're not talking to a human where you say, tell me what's good.
Right, but,
That's how to get something. When I'm in, I was just at Emerald's place, Nola, and what do you call it, right? You could not sip your water without somebody coming over. The service was so fucking intense. I'm like, I'm just going to fucking, you know what I mean? It's starting to drive me a little crazy. But I could say to that person, look, I'm only going to be here once. I'm never coming back. What should I be ordering? You know what I'm saying? And then they were able to tell me, here's the way I would do it.
See, I also hate getting caught in those moments where the waiter or waitress comes up to the table when I have a mouthful of food. That would totally eliminate that uncomfortability for me.
How would it? You'd still have food. People have to come back and forth to make sure you get a Coke or whatever. Someone's still going to stop by and go, how is everything?
If I wanted another Coke, I could just punch it in on the touch screen.
But who's going to bring you that Coke? Robots?
It's not like when that Coke doesn't show up, you're not going to be eating. Why do you want to be away from human beings? Where are you trying to live? You live in the most populated city in America, and you act like you don't like humans.
Well, I like humans enough, but with my dining experience, sometimes, at that...
You don't have dining experiences.
I go...
You order in your house.
I think it's because...
The same diner, 3 meals a day.
And you're taking work away from people, too.
If I do...
He doesn't care about people. He'll break the writer's strike.
No.
If I do go out to eat, You know, I feel like all eyes are on me. Like if I wanted to get some,
All eyes are on you.
I do. I totally feel like if I'm eating by
wrong.
myself, I totally feel that way. And if
No one gives a fuck about you.
and if I wanted to add, I would be embarrassed. Like if I was really hungry and wanted to order more food than one person should, I could do that in the privacy of the touch screen.
But the chef is still going to say, "Look at that fat beast." The fucking busboy who brings you your food is still going to be going, "Look at this animal." Mm-hmm. And when you puke yourself, they're going to go crazy. Hey, Hard Rock Johnny.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
Says you're fucked up.
He is. And I thought you were going to be better in 08.
Oh, I think I am.
No.
Until the touchscreen comes around.
I miss 07 now.
I miss 07, Fez myself. NOLA is the best. You went to NOLA down there, Ronnie?
Yeah.
How intense is that service? It's like I went
It's
there
ridiculous.
for like a couple months. I've been to New Orleans a bunch of times, and we always go to his restaurants. And it's the coolest thing ever. Is it was just you and the chick, or
No, I had kids with me too.
all right? So the coolest thing ever. Did you notice every single plate touches the table at the same time? So like,
Yeah.
if you have 10 people, 5 waiters come over with 2 plates each. Everything hits. We used to play a game. We would try to keep drinking our water and see how often the guy would come back. There could be 10 of us. They would never, ever not have your water glass full.
Yeah.
It is
They
the
keep it
most-
full at all times.
Yeah.
The service is amazing. And I'm not saying I would eat like that every night, but at the same time, it's like not too formal. It's like really attentive, but it's still laid back. You don't have to, you're not sitting there trying to guess what fucking fork. Matter of fact, they'll take away any fork that you're not supposed to be using. And the food is tremendous.
The food is unbelievable. I mean, it's consistently good at all of his restaurants. I think he has 4 of them down there. I've eaten it all but Delmonico's, and it's just constantly consistent. The best food I've ever had.
Hey, I ate his restaurant in Orlando, and it's unfucking believable.
Oh yeah, the one at City Walk. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You'd think that because it's at Universal and it's like you'd think, but no, it's the same exact thing. It's the same service. Everything's the same. It's so good.
And it's like really great decor. It's a really fucking everything. And I like to bust Emerald's balls because the BAM thing has gotten so old for me. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, the food and service is fucking out of this world. It's out of this world.
Yeah,
All right, Johnny.
All right,
Touch
boys.
screen.
See ya.
Now, here's the other part of this. It's not going to happen. This story isn't real. It's not going to happen.
Well, it seems like a futuristic thing.
It isn't futuristic. It's just not going to happen. Again, people have had this opportunity to order their food online. You don't do it because you need a human being to fucking take care of things. I like to fucking let the guy go. No, right off the bat. Hey, things are going to be rolling nice all night long. Don't fucking kid yourself. You might have it in the back of your head. I look a little ragged. Look at this right here in your pocket. That's for nothing. Imagine once things start fucking getting around here. I like to make sure there's plenty of bread out there. Don't skimp on the butter.
Boy, I'd love to be your waiter. I do a great job. But the thing is, why take humans out of it? Because, why take them out in the first place? Don't you find it more of an enjoyable experience to meet someone, to talk to them, to converse with them? I wouldn't want to just have a restaurant from a food. Part of my pleasure from going to a good restaurant is the service. It's not just the food. Service is 50%.
I get awkward in restaurant situations. For me, this is perfect.
What you ought to be working on is fixing yourself. That's where you need to be in 08.
Oh, okay. But, I like the futuristic things.
It's not futuristic. This would be that would just be saying, all right, why didn't you ever just fill out a paper and put it on a fucking conveyor belt when the food comes out later? It's not so futuristic. It's fast food is what it is. Nobody wants the fucking fast food experience.
This thing's ATMs
things
are
are dying.
futuristic.
You don't want to go out and eat like that all the time.
Yeah, the ATM caught on over the teller. The actual personal teller where you go into the bank and interact with that person.
Because you can go there at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're fucking high on coke. That's the fucking beauty of that. You can get money wherever you want.
And the bank experience is a totally different experience than a restaurant.
Yeah, no one's like, oh, I want to go sit down, relax at the bank, take my time. His thing, I want to get in and out. And he only thinks of a restaurant as going there because he's hungry. You know what I mean? He doesn't understand that eating is about, it's a social event.
Yeah, he doesn't comprehend atmosphere, too.
No.
So, sometimes I've gone to plenty of restaurants where I've been there before and wasn't so totally crazy about the food, but the atmosphere was so great that I'll revisit them.
Elaine's.
Exactly.
Elaine's isn't known for fucking great food, and it's a fucking great place.
And
Anytime I've ever been there,
Yeah.
it's been fantastic. I can never say I had a great meal there. But it's fucking fantastic.
Right, because of the decor and because of the servers.
And the servers, the history of the place, the owner, everything about it, the clientele. It's a fucking exciting, fun night.
That's the only reason. I mean, I really care about that stuff a lot more than the food itself.
Well, don't now you went too far.
No, I'm not.
I gotta have great food to have a fucking great night like that. But it isn't because I'm showing up hungry. I'm not talking about the kind of place that you go because you've been working in the fucking fields all day and you're starving and you want some food. We're talking about going out for a dining experience. Why do we even have these conversations? You know what? Oh wait, I want to have a gun sit in front of me.
I don't like
In
that
case I
idea.
go
It's
so
gonna
crazy, I
happen.
can shoot my own eye out. Earl, get me a big knife in case I need to cut my throat. Earl, get the big knife.
Do not get the big knife, Earl.
Fezzi, you know what you really want? You want to have a box to put over your head so you can walk around and nobody can see you. And you know what? You're going to end up like the fucking butterfly in the diving bell. It's all going to be gone one day. You won't have any human experiences. You'll be dead and in the fucking dirt.
Well, that doesn't cheer me up any.
You should be. You won't have to put up with us humans much longer. You'll be dead and gone.
Probably closer than sooner than later.
Well,